Hi everyone, my name is Nathan Voitenkov and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Genway AI. In this short series of explainer videos, I'm going to showcase the capabilities of our end-to-end platform. In this particular video, I'm going to show you our new AI-powered prototype testing feature that we just launched, and let's dive into it. Perfect. So to get started, I'm going to enable my camera, I'm going to give access to my microphone, and I'm going to enable screen sharing so that we can generate heat maps and a whole bunch of other features. And let's start the interview.
Hello, I'm Alex, the Digital User Experience Interviewer from Google Maps. Thank you for taking the time to participate in this 10-minute interview. Do you have any questions about the interview before we begin?
No, nothing in particular.
I'm glad you don't have any questions at the moment. Before we begin, I'd like to confirm that this interview is being recorded. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure thing. I saw that notice at the pre-interview lobby screen, so that's good with me.
Thank you for confirming. I appreciate your understanding regarding the recording. Now, let's begin our session. I'll be guiding you through a prototype testing of Google Maps, focusing on finding a coffee shop in an unfamiliar area. Your task is to find the nearest coffee shop and get directions to it, as if you're in an unfamiliar part of the city. Please start by looking at the initial screen and tell me what you see.
So looking at the initial screen, I can see what looks to be like my hometown of Tel Aviv. I can see it's a Google Maps kind of view. I can see on the left hand side a search bar, and I can see some hot access keys at the top kind of the screen.
Thank you for describing what you see. It's great that you've noticed the map of Tel Aviv, the search bar, and the quick access options at the top. Given that you're looking for a coffee shop in an unfamiliar area, what do you think would be your next step to find one using this interface?
Yeah, so initially I was thinking about just using the quick access keys over here at the top, but since there is no coffee available there, I will probably just use the search button.
I see you've decided to use the search button, which is a good approach. Now that you've interacted with the search function, what do you notice on the screen? Can you describe what you see and what options are available to you?
Yeah, so basically once I typed coffee, I can see that there are a few options there, such as coffee, coffee shops. I can see a specific coffee by the name of Coffee Club. I guess that's the one Google currently recommends. And I can also see Coffee Shop 51, that's the coffee shop I visited most recently.
Thank you for that detailed description. It's interesting that Google provides various options related to coffee, including specific recommendations. Given these choices, which option do you think would be most helpful for finding the nearest coffee shop in an unfamiliar area? Why would you choose that option?
Yeah, so to be honest, neither of those options are very helpful, so I will probably just go ahead and click the search button. Here you go. And now I actually get a list of coffee shops based on their distance. Yeah, so basically I click the search button, I can see a whole bunch of coffee shops. I thought that it should be ranked by the proximity to me, but it doesn't look as if they're being ranked based on their proximity to my current location. But yeah, there is a list of different coffees.
Thank you for explaining your thought process. It's interesting that you found the initial options less helpful and decided to proceed with a general search. Now that you see a list of coffee shops, can you tell me more about what information is provided for each coffee shop? What details do you find most useful, And is there any information you feel is missing?
Yeah, so I think from the top level kind of perspective, I can see the ranking for each of them, and I can see that each of the coffee shops are ranked pretty high, so 4.5 and above. I can also see that it indicates which coffee shops are open or closed or about to close. One thing I'm missing from this search is their distance, kind of how, like the walking time or their distance to me, to my current location. And the second thing that I miss is whether Wi-Fi is available or not.
Thank you for sharing those observations. It's valuable to know that you find the ratings and open/closed status helpful, but miss information about distance and Wi-Fi availability. Given that your goal is to find the nearest coffee shop, how do you think you might proceed from here? What would be your next step to determine which coffee shop is closest to your current location?
That's a good question. Um, yes, I'm thinking about clicking the different coffee shops, and I can see that that's not really helpful. So I will probably click on sort by and go by distance. Here you go. So basically, I would sort it by distance. It wasn't really intuitive for me. I didn't notice at first the sort by functionality, and I was rather expecting to have something like coffee nearby, coffee. Yeah.
Thank you for walking me through your process. It's interesting that you found the sort by function and used it to sort by distance. I appreciate your feedback about it not being intuitive at first and your expectation of a coffee nearby option. Now, regarding the first option in the list, Coffee Zariski, what are your thoughts about its popularity and rating? Also, I want to let you know that you've completed the task of finding the nearest coffee shop. Great job navigating through the prototype.
Thanks, Alex. In terms of the first result, Cafe Zaritsky, so I would probably say that I wouldn't be visiting that coffee shop. The fact that it has only one rating and it's rated with 1 star is really discouraging for me. And I would probably kind of, yeah, I will have to face some special circumstances in order to go there to get coffee. So it's not really appealing to me.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts on Cafe Zariski. It's valuable to know that the low rating and single review would discourage you from visiting. This feedback helps us understand how users interpret and use the rating information. Now that we've completed the task of finding the nearest coffee shop, I'd like to ask, how did you find the overall experience of using this prototype to locate a coffee shop in an unfamiliar area? Were there any particular features you found helpful or challenging?
No, I think the experience was actually straightforward. I really enjoyed it. And yeah.
I'm glad to hear you found the experience straightforward and enjoyable. Before we finish the interview, how was your experience interviewing with an AI interviewer today? Please share your candid feedback.
To be honest, I loved it. Straightforward and yeah.
I'm delighted to hear that you loved the experience and found it straightforward. Your positive feedback is greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time and valuable input during this interview. Your insights will help improve the Google Maps user experience. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead.
Perfect. And that was our recently launched AI-powered prototype testing. The next thing we have coming up is usability testing, powered by AI as well. Thank you.